Kieran Crowley has got the job of taking Italy forward through to the 2023 Rugby World Cup. Franco Smith, who has been in charge of Italy for the last 13 games, has moved into a different role. He's going to be the head of high performance, not just at the men's 15s level, but I think at all levels of Italian rugby. So that makes way for Kieran Crowley, who has been coaching Benetton in the Pro 14, to move, as my screen flickers, to move into the Italian head coach role. Of all the roles amongst the Tier 1 nations, the Italy one seems to be doing a little bit of chopping and changing, like with one more coaching change than everybody else. Like since the 2019 Rugby World Cup, like Eddie Jones has stayed steady. With England, Scotland's been steady. With Gregor Townsend, Wales have had a change. Ireland have had a change. The All Blacks have had a change. The Wallabies have had a change. But two changes. I think that's unique to Italy, unless I'm missing somebody. But yeah, if you look back at Franco Smith's record, it's none from 13. And it's been a weird time to be a head coach given the pandemic and everything, but none from 13. So he'll finish with a 0% success rate, which is pretty poor. Remember Conor O'Shea, when he was in charge, they had at least like 6 wins under his tenure. I know he was kind of considered by some to be underperforming, but also considered by some to be a guy who was building for the future. And when you look at the number of Italian guys who've been capped under Franco Smith anyway, who are like 21 years old or under, it looks encouraging. Garbisi's there, Lucchesi the hooker, Mori the centre, Trua the fullback, Varney the halfback. So there's lots of kind of, quite young guys coming through the side, but the results at the moment just haven't been there. Now, I guess what's encouraging with Kieran Crowley, I mean, he's had the international job before with Canada. He did that for like 8 years, a 42% win rate with Canada, but I believe it's a long time ago now, and I just did a quick read up on it. I think his performance levels were kind of on the decline, which you can't put down to one man. It maybe speaks to the state of Canadian rugby. I'm not sure. Guys who are more au fait with his work there will have to comment on that one. But 42%, 8 years in Canada. And then with Benetton, he took over to take over Benetton, who were kind of in the doldrums. I think when he took over, they were on some huge losing run, kind of like Italy are at the moment. They only won 3 games the season before he took over. His first season in charge, they had a 22% winning rate. They won 5 out of 19. Then the next 2 seasons, they won 11. And in this 18-19 season, I think that was his best season because they made the quarterfinals. They had 11 wins, 2 draws, and 8 losses, so still a positive record for 2 years running, and they actually had a positive points difference in that 18-19 season. Then things get a little bit weird because I remember watching Benetton in the Champions Cup, and they looked all right. They still didn't do very well, but they weren't getting... The performance levels weren't poor anyway. But then these 2 seasons, again, I haven't really followed the Italian teams, especially in the Pro 14 that much, back to a 40% winning rate, and then 2021, which is again a COVID-affected season, didn't win a game, went none from 15 and a draw. So not the best look, but at the Rainbow Cup right now, they're at 100%, they're 3 from 3. So goodness knows what's going on. I just like, in terms of normal seasons, regular seasons, I think you can see a bit of progress there. So he knows Italian rugby. He's been with Benetton for quite some time. That's pretty much half the Italian team because they've only got the 2 pro teams, a few guys abroad, and the bulk of the guys coming from Zebra and Benetton. It should be a positive move, but is it just that the job is too tough? It is really a tough one to say because it's not a job many coaches walk into and come out looking like the best coach in the world, right? It's a tough job, but fingers crossed. He is a man who can change things around because their losing streak in the Six Nations is getting pretty horrendous. I think it's 30. Is it 32? Yeah, it's pretty extensive. So I would say the 2 tasks for him, obviously, number 1, break the Six Nations streak. The losing streak would be the immediate task. Who are they looking to get a win over at the moment? I don't know because, I mean, Scotland have been looking the business. They finished all right in the Six Nations. France are kind of resurgent. England and Wales and Ireland are still kind of there. So I'm not sure who Italy targets to break that streak, because all the other teams look like they can beat each other on a day. I think even Warren Gatland talked about like the Six Nations, and he kind of excluded Italy, talking about the games being competitive. So I think everyone wants Italy to be competitive. But yeah, as I said, it is a tough job, and the other teams are all lifting. So even if they get better, there's still a big gap at the moment. But as I said, lots of young guys coming through. The under-20s team, I think, over the last few years has been better than the senior men's team. So hopefully that's something they can get done to end that conversation about that losing streak. And then obviously the bigger picture role for him with a 3-year contract is that he needs to build for the 2023 Rugby World Cup. Now, their pool in the 2023 Rugby World Cup with the All Blacks again and France is not looking like... It's not looking like an easy one, is it? But that's the job. That's the job. He needs to build for that 2023 Rugby World Cup and put the Italians in as good a position as they can be to try and do something extraordinary at the Rugby World Cup. But anyway, we will see how things go. Like I said, I think his record gets a bit murky around here, but overall, I think there's enough there to like. He knows the Italian game. He knows the players. So he should be a good man for the job. Fingers crossed. You guys who are closer to the scene will have to let us know what you reckon. Do you think he has what it takes to kind of turn the team around at the moment? Or do you think no matter who they appoint, they're just facing an uphill battle either way? Anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts. Do drop this video a like if you got this far through it. It's much appreciated. Drop a subscribe if you haven't done so already. That helps out the channel too. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.